doing.
Okay.
We all started. So later on, my brother went into Samsung. So he pulled me to Samsung. We were working with Samsung.
Okay.
I was one of the branch managers at La Paz.
Okay.
Main appliance zone.
Okay.
So I was managing that. And they have another branch at Tama that I was also managing. But we have a manager, but he's under me.
Okay.
Like, life was good. Life was good then.
Yeah.
Even I bought 2 cars from that place. Currently, I'm a farmer, agriculture farmer.
Okay.
That is, I'm in livestock.
Okay. So what inspired you into starting it?
Okay. Okay. Let me tell you something about me.
Okay.
I was born in Accra.
Okay.
Bred in Accra, school in Accra.
Which location?
At Dansoman.
Okay. Okay.
So when I started, I grew with my father and my mother and my siblings, and we were 6 in all. So with my mother and my father, we were 8. I'm the 4th born.
Okay.
So normally I see my father doing all those animals, livestock,
okay.
specifically goats and sheep. That is what he does.
And why he does only those types?
That types.
Yeah.
You know, we are in a family house. That is the only, you get a small place, you set up something, doing for just getting something small.
So it is the environment that limited him to.
Sure.
That. Okay.
Sure. But normally I believe in what I see and what I can do.
Okay.
I have whole things that I do and all those things, but I grew up in Accra, school, started working multi-choice. I was part of the multi-choice, the guys that were installing.
Okay.
From there, I also moved on my own, set up multi-TV shops and all those things. They're doing well. So my siblings came to me, my younger brothers. They also learned the same job that I was doing.
Okay.
We all started. So later on, my brother went into Samsung. So he pulled me to Samsung. We were working with Samsung. I was one of the branch managers at La Paz.
Okay.
Main appliance zone.
Okay.
So I was managing that. And they have another branch at Tama that I was also managing. But we have a manager, but he's under me.
Okay.
Like, life was good. Life was good then. Yeah. Even I bought 2 cars from that place.
Okay. So you were doing good.
I was doing
as a young guy.
As a young guy,
good.
25 years, I was having 2 cars in my apartment.
You couldn't ask for more.
No. So I was just a day when this family issue started. So I called my wife one day that I want to go back to farming. Say, why? Do you farm? And I said, that is what my father does. So I want to go and have a try. So I called a friend. He's a reverend minister. And I asked him of getting me some lands and all those things. So I sold my 2 cars outright.
Really?
I sold my 2 cars outright. I was having one Elantra.
Okay.
And one was Renault Crew.
Yeah.
That is the first car, but Renault Crew.
Okay.
But apart from that, I was driving some company's cars that makes me very comfortable. But I didn't look forward. So when I moved out, I have to set something up that will just feed me and the family. I was having 1 kid. So I set up an electronic shop at just close to TV Africa.
Okay.
So I have guys that they were managing, but I was there and I said that thing is what somebody buys and give it to you. So what can I do for my own self?
Okay.
So moreover, I have to enter into the farming very well.
So that means you wanted to be self-independent.
That is it. That is it. When I was growing, that is how I want.
Okay.
So at the age of after secondary school, I left the house. And since then, I've not got to the house that I'm even going to sleep at my father's, or there is something gathering in the house. No. And my parents know that. I want to be independent.
No matter the challenges out there.
I want to be independent. Although I face challenges, but sometimes
you try to overcome it and work your way around it.
That is and probably thanks to my wife that I got, is a very kind woman. Always
she's supportive.
She's supportive.
You still married to her?
Yes, sure. Okay. Now we have 2 kids now. So we grew up. That is how we grew up, with those rearing sheep and goats. Okay. So when I started, I went to a friend and he was introduced me to a pig. They were Muslims. I just schooled with them. Okay. So he asked me to find a buyers for him. So I contact one of the closest friends, that is a family friend. So he introduced me to a man. So they brought the pigs, we sold it to the man. It was 2017, 2018, November. I could remember it was November. We sold it to the man, and the cost was 48,000. But the man paid us. We didn't take any money from the man. That is where the obstacle started coming, the frustration.
So it's like you guys didn't make profit out of.
No, and we just lost.
But why did you guys decided to do that?
I know this man. I know the person that introduced me to the man.
Okay.
So the man, they also want to sell their pigs, right? They were about almost 100 pigs. So they brought them from the north.
Okay.
So when we took it to the slaughterhouse, we slaughtered them. They said they want to buy.
So it's like the pigs didn't stay with you guys for long.
No. Just the day
as they came,
we sold them.
Okay.
Sold them.
So it means you, with the purpose of inquiring for the pigs, you guys brought them in just to sell it to them.
Just to sell them.
Okay.
That one I wasn't in this business.
Okay.
So
okay.
When we went to the man, we just did the negotiations. We were on the board. Then when we came out, my guys told me that they'll give me just 1 cedi on every kilo. And when we finished, I got about like 2,400. So I said, wow, the thing that I didn't work for, just directing them to
like being a middleman.
Yeah, I got 2,000 something. Then it's a very cool business. So let me enter into it. So that is what inspired me. So I went to the house one day when I called my wife that I want to resign from Samsung. I said, wow, this time a young guy working,
are you for real?
A young guy working, you are being paying 2,000. Your car is being full. Whatever.
You are in your comfort zone and you want to.
I want to resign. I told him that there are 1 or 2 things that are going on in the office which I don't like. He said, okay, if you want, what do you want to do? This is, and I said, this is what I want to do. He said, okay, if we can do that. So I started it little by little. So I think in a year, Ghana, you have to work to get something to do something else.
You have to gather some capital.
So all the money that I gathered just vanished. But I was having the animals, how to feed them. So I met.
Which animals did you start with?
I started with only pigs.
Pigs. Okay.
I started with only pigs.
Which breed?
I started with the boa.
Boa. Okay.
So that is what I bought for the initial. I don't know they were boas. I just went and bought them from Ibri.
Okay.
Then I transported them here.
About how many?
I bought 18.
18.
Okay. So I transported them here. So when I came here, I bought about 10 of them from different farmers and I add to it. But normally I wasn't coming here often because I have that shop at that TV Africa.
So this is where you brought them at the beginning?
No. I brought them to the month is there. I came and begged somebody and he gave me a small
piece of land. At where?
At Asamankes, it's just nearby. It's just at the town over there.
Okay.
So they were.
Which year was that?
It was 2018. 2018.
Okay.
That is when all these things started. So when I come here, normally they will call you, this animal have done that. They have gone out, they have spoiled, you have to pay for it and all those things. So when I decided not to work at my electronic shop again, I told my wife, this is over. I have to go
and
back
take responsibilities.
So I was an Accra boy. Normally when I come here, I just don't want to sleep there. So I go and find some guest house and sleep. And we have workers that we're also working day in and day out, but
at the farm.
At the farm, they are not somebody who you can depend on them.
Okay.
Sometimes you move in just unexpectedly, you come and see certain things that even like a farmer will never die.
Yeah.
You understand? So normally you come, the water is green, you will not.
So it's like they only perform when you are present.
Around.
Yeah.
But when you are not around, so I got a man who is a consultant. So normally I pay him. At that time, I was paying 900 Ghana cedis. So it normally comes,
a month?
Yes, a month. It normally comes twice in a week.
Okay.
He will not even tell you I'm coming.
Okay.
He will come.
You'll be there, he will just
come. He will come and inject the animals. He will tell you medicines.
So he's like more of a veterinary person.
He's a veterinary. So you just come, then he will come and take care of them twice a week. Then when sometimes the time that the month will end, I have to pay them is a little bit difficult. So I have to, that is why I said I believe in what I see.
Okay.
To do more. So normally I got closer to this man. Then I started picking
Learning one or
how
two
to
things from him.
inject
Okay.
when the animals is behaving like this, what is wrong with him, when the heart is beating, the medicine
So
that
it's like you wanted to learn
learn
about it.
more.
Okay.
That is so the business when I came, the business started growing. I started selling small.
So there were changes.
There were big changes.
Okay.
I started taking care of the family small. So one day I met an old in-law. How would I say? A person that married my sister that they
Okay. Okay.
broke down.
Okay. Okay.
So he called me on Facebook, say, why is it long? I stayed with him when I was young.
Okay.
Automatically, he took care of me.
Okay.
My father didn't take care of me. This
Oh.
man take care of me
Okay.
from JSS2. And from then
Yeah.
I picked up. So he called me that, why? Since I'm not with your sister, that is, I said, no, I've been looking for your number. So he asked me what I was doing. Then I told him. And I told him that now I wanted to stop because the capital that I invested is gone. And he asked me about the business. I told him the income, the risks, and everything. So he told me he called me. I think in a month's time, he called me that his boss is interested. So he wanted to invest. I was there when they sent me £2,000. They were in the UK. They sent me
Okay.
£2,000. So once the business started rising again,
Yeah.
we were working. Obviously, it
So
got to a
so
time.
so sorry. When you got the money, what were some of the things you added to the farm?
Normally, I am a guy who I wanted to be very cool with anybody when I'm working with. What you suggest is what I do because I know these Ghanaians will tell you, I told you and you didn't.
Yeah.
So when the money came in, they told me to buy 25 pig, buy this brace, do this.
How many females? How many male?
So we bought the first time. I bought 10 females and 3 males.
Okay.
From different farms to
Okay.
add up. I was having about 49 pigs
Already?
at that time when I came back.
Okay.
The pigs was 11 when I resigned.
When you decided to take charge?
That is it.
Okay.
So by the time they were coming in, the pigs was 48.
Okay. So you developed them from 11 to 48 before you added extra 13
Yeah, that
to
is
it.
it.
Okay.
That is it. When they sent me the money. So obviously I was relaxed at that time. I don't stress that. They pay the workers. And what when I call them, we need feed. But I don't know, one or two things, then they started withdrawing themselves. So I called my in-law. Then I told him that this is how much did they invest? I said, I could have done that. If I know it was small money, then you just hold on. Let's register this company and let's see how best
things will go.
So he asked me what is the name. I told him that I wanted to leave this business for my first daughter, that is Emerald. So I decided to name this farm Emerald Farms. Okay. So we registered the company with 2 signatories on our checkbooks, with 4 shareholders on the registration. So normally the two shareholders started going back. Okay. They started withdrawing back. So it was left with me and my in-law doing the business. So normally in that time we were not having anything. We bought tricycle. From tricycle we bought saloon car. The saloon car didn't help. So we just sold it. Then we bought this truck that we were using. Because normally when we are going,
this very truck at your back.
Yes. So normally when the reason why we bought this truck is when we are going for a feed, we normally take our feed from Accra. Okay. The cost of it is 1,500-1,600
to load the car.
To load the car.
The feed alone.
No, the feed
and the transportation. Okay.
So we were seeing that it was a very bit costly because the feed is even sold about 450 cedis.
Oh.
And the TNT will take you like 1,000, 1,002. We're seeing that it is a little bit difficult. So I called him. He told me that we buy a car. Even the year that he gives me that we buy the car, I was roaming around Abosokai. Then I saw this truck. Then I took a picture. Then
you sent it to him.
So the next 2 days, he sent me the money that I should go and pick the truck so that we get it. So that is how we started this farm, and that is how. But obviously, about 10 people have worked in this farm, which they are gone. Some will come and steal you. Some will come and destroy the business. Some will also pretend as if they like it. But as time goes on,
you get to see their real attitude.
You get their real attitude.
So basically, what I've picked from your story is when you are working and you don't have dedicated people to work with, it's difficult, it's challenging for you.
That is the only thing. That is the only thing. I have a role model that is Despite. I see how he just normally behave with his workers. I know some of his old workers. I know some of people that they have kept long. I ask myself, what does this man does to keep them there? So I do inspire my workers, and normally my other partner doesn't joke with them at all. Whatever that they say they want, even you do give them credit, 20 Ghana cedis per every week, every worker. So that is what inspires them to work more. And we started with only pigs. Now we have goat, we have cow, we have rabbit, we have does, we have ducks, and we want to add more. He was telling me to add more since we have finished testing how the system is.
So how profitable is these things?
Is very, very profitable than any business in this world.
Really?
Any business than this world.
Why do you say so?
Normally, I'm a Christian. Normally, I do see how things go. Some people say spiritual is not spiritual. When you are rearing animals or farming, when you are dedicated, even the president even relies on you. Everybody relies on you. That is how the thing is. So when you are doing it very well, they will come for you. As we are saying, this Christmas, there was bumper harvest. We couldn't even make the supplies. We have to go to Bui, closer to Wa, to bring goods to come and sell. And even some of the goods that we sell, probably we don't know they are even pregnant because we don't have. We don't have. So this is how when you position yourself very well
and do the work
very well. Normally, when you are working with a partner which is not ready to dedicate himself to the work, that is
makes it difficult.
It makes it very difficult. My partner here is very calm, very cool, and we have even started doing chickens and guinea fowls. We just breed them. We just take our eggs and hatch them.
You do the hatching here yourself?
We do it here.
You don't import the chicks?
We don't import anything. We just do them here. And
you do it?
We do it ourselves. And even as I'm talking now, from yesterday to today, I've built an incubator which is going to take about 400 eggs per 21 days. We are still continuing to build them and all those. I did it myself. I believe in what I see and what I can do.
So having said that, basically, in a summary, how do you go about breeding the eggs here yourself without depending on the DO chicks importation like the farmers normally do?
Normally, you need a fertilized egg. How would you get a fertilized egg?
Yes.
That is the first thing you ask yourself. What breed did I want? How do I want to get the eggs daily? That is what you have to put on paper. We have paperwork that we normally do. So normally you go in for a chicks that you want. For the first time, you have to buy them. Bring that is cock and hen. That you want to. I want to mix this breed.
Local or foreign?
It depends on what you want.
But what would you advise?
It depends. Normally, we have a local breed that they looks like a foreign breed, that they are very big. Normally, the reason why we go for the foreign ones are the stature and how they
look and how they also.
But we have a local breeds that they also go faster. I have a cross
and profitable as well.
Very profitable. There is nothing in farming which is not profitable. I'm telling you. Even people come here and buy the manure. Just the manure. People walk around and come and buy the manure. There is nothing which is profitable here.
Because the reason why I was saying that is, with the way our local breeds, especially with livestock, normally we have local ones and the foreign ones, and it's like time and time again, we've always liked the foreign ones as compared to the local ones, because some are having the assumption that the local breeds, they are tiny in nature, they don't grow big, and like the way the profitability nature of normally the way we rear these animals in the house, we don't take care of them and those things. So I think it is as a result of the way we neglect these animals. We don't normally invest into them. So it has degenerated into this um, assumption that local animals are not good for business and that kind of. That's why I'm asking you.
Agriculture is very broad. When you start studying about agric, you see that there is a whole lot of things that you, the farmer, needs to do. In the year 2019, I studied about pigs a lot.
Okay.
And they are the most neatest animals on earth. People
Pigs?
doesn't know. Yes, they are the most neatest animals on earth.
Wow.
Yes, I started talking with people from Europe. When you want to, even here, whilst we are rearing pigs, you have a whole lot of things that you have to do. As you were asking, I said you have to get a consultant to come and even assess the land for you, tell you what you have to do and everything. Pigs are animals that they need a lot of water.
Okay.
And when they are, I think, let me give you a short bit about pigs.
Yeah, okay.
Pigs needs a lot of water when the sunshine rises.
Okay.
So in Africa, since we don't give them those clean waters, they try to go into gutters and do all sorts of things.
So what you are saying is, if you make those things, clean waters and those things are readily available to them, they won't resort to dirty waters and those things as we know them to be.
They are dirty.
Okay.
So normally I study a video from Europe, I think Italy. And they said when you want to rear a pig, they'll give you the seaside.
Okay.
The government will offer you the seaside for free.
Okay.
They'll put a structure for you because when the sun rises, they have to find water, so they release them into the sea.
Okay. Wow.
So they are very clean.
Okay.
So when they don't get whilst you are rearing them, there's no water. They see the gutters, they just enter into the gutter. That is how they are the most neatest animal. The second is ducks. They will bath like 4 or 5 times a day when they are water.
Okay.
So that is how they are. So as a farmer, you have to know where you are coming from. The question that they asked was the local breeds and the foreign breeds, the stature, they can all be the same.
Okay.
They can all be the same, depending how you will rear them.
Okay. So as we were talking before we will lose our tracks, we were on the chicks. So you were saying that you can pick the local breeds and you will incubate them.
Sure.
Okay. So let's
so assuming you have a female bird, that is the foreign ones, and the male, that is the local one, you have another breed. But normally what we do is when you want to add the local and the foreign, or you have to get them the crossbreed. You get the male foreign, and you get the local
female.
To just get the crossbreed. That is what we have there that I was showing the brownish, and they are locally from their mother and foreign from their father. So I've seen their stature too is different. So as time goes on, you continue building them like they will get the stature.
Okay. So before you continue, when you brought in the female mother and the foreign male, what are you trying to get here? Are you trying to what kind of breed are you trying to imagine here out of the?
Okay, normally the local birds are very strong.
Okay.
One, that is you, the farmer, what you want, you have to sit down.
Okay. And work towards it.
The local birds are very strong.
Okay.
They don't need any medication. Sometimes they need, but they don't need
little. It's as little.
But the foreign breeds need. When you confine a bird, it's different than you leave them as free range.
Okay.
Normally, the bird eats some leaves whilst you don't know.
Yeah.
So sometimes when they are walking around, they just medicate themselves. But when you confine them, you have to give them
provide all those things,
medications, the 3XD, the vitamins, and that is how when you confine birds,
it's like you have to live their life for them.
That is it, so that they'll take care of it. But when you confine them, that is where the problem starts. You have to give them their balanced diet. You have to give them their medication. You have to even clean their environment for them. You understand? So the first time you, the farmer, have to sit down and see what you want, the breeds that you want, or what is your market.
Okay.
That is how every farmer thinks about its market. Because he's going to invest. So after bringing a male and a female, then you are trying to you the farmer knows that you want a fertilized egg. That is why you cope these two.
Okay.
You want a fertilized egg. That means you have your incubator to just incubate the eggs and all those things. So you bring them, you just leave them for just, I think, 3 to 4 weeks.
Okay.
And after picking that egg, you started just testing them. You have a light that we use
So
to test
basically, when you test them, what are you looking out for?
the fertilized and non-fertilized.
How would you differentiate from fertilized and non-fertilized?
So that one too is a different part. When
Or just a short
normally
description.
in the yolk,
Yeah.
you see, normally from the first day you not see it very clearly.
Okay.
It's very hard for you. But when you put them into the incubator, from day 1 to day 7,
Yeah.
they started growing. What you see is you see a veins
Okay.
just around the shells of the egg.
Okay.
Sometimes
The outer is like the inner shell.
The inner
shell.
shell.
Okay.
You see a vein just growing.
Okay.
Then where the yolk is, you see a black spot.
Okay.
That means the egg is fertilized.
Okay.
That is the day 1. But from day 1 to the 17, that is the 2 weeks. You see it very clearly. When it is not fertilized, you see the yolk lying somewhere else. You see the egg water to lying somewhere. So that is how the differentiate. But to determine the egg is fertilized from the first day is very difficult. Unless you have started incubating, that is from the day 1 to day 2.
Okay.
So from day 1 to day 7, when it's not incubated, then you just take them out from there.
So in the incubation, is it a machine or a natural way of doing, or you have machines?
Initially, we started with natural way. That is why we have local birds over there.
Okay, so the natural way is the animal laying the eggs, sitting on it for 21 days, and they come out as baby chicks and that kind of. That's the natural way of incubating. And the modern way is getting the machines and putting the eggs in it. Okay. So, like hatching the eggs yourself for your farm, that's the chicks, and buying the old chicks, which one is better?
Hatching the eggs
yourself
are more moderate than buying them.
In terms of cost?
Instead of cost.
Okay.
And normally when you're hatching them yourself, you know the kind of eggs and the breeds that you have.
Okay.
Normally, you say you are going for. Sometimes you say you are going for cockerel. You don't got the cockerel. They will give you. They all look the same.
Yeah. I will not cut you short. About 5 days ago, I had a farmer friend around Adesu Road. They were selling off all the chickens in their farm, and I asked him, "Why are you selling them?" And he said, "Unfortunately, when they bought them, they didn't know they were males. So they were cockerels. They were all white. So eventually, they have to sell them off."
That is how it is.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get those different. Sometimes you go for maybe layers, and the layers that you get is about, they are in 15 in a box. That is how it is. 50. You get like 20 or 30 mixed up with another breed.
So what causes those mistakes? Is it negligence on the part of those who are breeding it, or it is, what do you think?
Breeding. It's not the breeding. And normally, a very good farmer can detect a female egg and a male egg when you just take it.
Okay.
You can see all of them as layers, or layers that lays that egg. So they will be layers. No. Sometimes the shape of the egg can even tell you the type of, is it male or female. Sometimes.
Okay.
So normally it's not the people that breeds the egg, but
it is not their fault.
It's nature. It's nature.
It happens.
Yeah, it's
like
nature.
That.
It's nature. So nature can determine. So normally when you are breeding them yourself, you get the quantity that you want.
Okay.
We started with those natural the fowls.
The natural way of incubating.
Then my co-partner called me that he wanted to just send me an incubator. So they bought the incubator. They just import it. It's just about 40 something. And now we know that we have gone a while. So today I build it myself. I build the incubator myself. And I used just 2 days to build that incubator.
So that means you putting it together. As they came in, you put the incubators together.
No. The first one was brought. That is complete. So it was, but this one that I've bought, that is.
So you technically built it.
That is it.
From ground zero to finish. Wow.
Put down on paper.
And it is working.
It's working
perfectly.
It's working perfectly.
So if somebody wants some, you can build it for the person. Okay. I will show them the picture the way it is. So basically, if somebody wants some, can you give the price?
Yeah, normally
or they should call you.
I help farmers. I tell you to buy the things that you are needed.
Okay.
And when I finish, You just
Okay, okay.
normally I started very young, so when I see a farmer coming up, there is most ups and downs in this business, and sometimes when you don't take care, you just start and go out, and you just come back again. But when you know where to do, and normally we the owners of the farmers to have a little bit problem.
Why?
And the problem is, don't we think about the spending of the farm, or you are spending, but sometimes just when you are starting, you have a capital. I want to invest this 2 million Ghana cedis into it. How would I get it in between 3 years? And farming is not something that you start today that you get tomorrow. It's a process.
It's a gradual
Like,
process.
yes, like these day old chicks that you saw. They are just 4 weeks. They will take 6 weeks before they start laying.
Okay.
So you feed them out.
You need a lot
6
of
weeks.
patience.
That is it. You
Okay.
feed them out, so you need a patience. Everything in farming is all about patience. So normally, you the farmer, when you are investing and you don't think about the next 10 years or the next 5 years for you to start just getting something, that is where the
So it's
stress
like
comes.
if you are someone who is in it for the short term, it's not for you. It is for those who
Yes.
should be thinking of the long
Sure,
future.
sure. And normally, I do tell my friends, if you have the money, go in food. But if you want to study, just start with the time I came here, we studied it. So now when we are going, we are just reading all this place. This place is coming to fill about 500 to 600 goats.
Goat pen. Okay.
Yes, only goats. Do you understand? Because we have studied, we have known their market, we have known how they can do. So now we are going for them. We rear them just for 1 year and we sell them. The ones that they will give back, we leave them.
Okay. So, if someone wants to rear animal livestock, basically, what are the most important things the person need?
First of all, you have to get, let me say, a piece of land.
Yeah.
Not even for you. You
You can rent it.
And
Okay.
that is the most first thing. The second thing is the structure.
Okay.
The structure, we have types.
Okay.
It depends on
various
the
types.
farmer
Yeah, what you want.
and what you want. Then the next thing is just bringing the animals and getting a very good caretaker who will take care of it. That is how it is. As for me, sometimes I know I'm a consultant who I've been working around, just looking for some people. Some people they'll just call you, just come and check on my farm what I have to do and all those things. But sometimes you get there, you see that it doesn't have very proper somebody who is taking care of the farm. They have the animals, but you will not get somebody who is regulating the things very well for them.
And has the work at heart.
So that is how the thing is. Normally, we don't think about the spending for now. You will spend for now. I have somebody, if I go there once a week, but I've been taking 3,000 for him. It's not in Ghana, but he knows how I go there. Sometimes I don't tell them I'm coming Sunday. You see that I'm there. Within 2-3 days, then I'll leave there. I'll tell them do this, do that, do this. So by the next 4-5 days, I'll go there. If something is about to happen, I'll get to know. And the guys who are working there, they don't know the time I'll come. They don't know the day I'll come. They don't know. I even came here at dawn around 2:30. They were all asleep. Then I drove in. So the next day they came back. They saw that my car was parked over there with feed park. So that is how you. So normally when they always try to do things right because they don't know the time that you will come. So it depends on you, the owner, if you have handed it to somebody, to the person to take care of it. It depends on you. If you are there too, it depends. So that is how. Normally when you see the people that rears the chicks, they are around because they are very delicate. They are not like goats and sheep and all those
and
things.
pigs.
As for those animals, they are very good. You have to take care of them very well because they don't eat grasses. But as for goats and all those things, their feeding is a little bit less. So that is.
So having been in this business for a while, what are some of the challenges you've seen in this industry or in this business?
Every good thing, there is a bad side
of it.
Normally,
what makes this work difficult?
It's very difficult. Every work that you get a lot of money is very difficult.
Very difficult.
That is what I've put inside.
That's by nature.
By nature, every work that is you want to get a lot of money is very difficult. Assuming you want to go and armed robbery, it's not easy.
Yeah.
You get a lot of money,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's not.
Yeah.
Assuming you want to transport cocaine, it's not easy.
It's not easy. Yeah.
So every business that somebody will tell you there is a lot of money inside it.
You have to prepare for
There are challenges.
Yeah.
Even the worst challenge we got here was armed robbers walking into this farm, and that day my children was like, that is the end of their lives. And
they were here to rob you guys.
Yes, of course, with trucks, with guns, and all those things. I was in the room.
But why would they?
Normally,
do
normally, they know at that time we don't have security over here, but now we have security over here. So they do go around, check the place that they will get more animals. They just walk in, pick them, just go and kill them and sell them.
Okay, so they are in to pick the animals to go and sell and get there.
Yes, but if that is why I say when you want to go into it, then you have to prepare, because you have to do certain. You have to
be ready to do certain things you've never done before.
That is how the thing is. So you have to put on a very proper building and all those things. Even here we have CCTV cameras, so about 9 CCTV cameras around. Since all those things, the thing that helped us that initially we having 2 CCTV cameras, so that is where they took the footage. But Ghana police, they fought, but we couldn't get them. So that thing also brought us down. And it was getting to a Christmas that we would sell. All the big animals in it, we took them away. And that day, it was like I called my co-partner. I told him what is happening. I have one of the guys that he left Mensa. He was lying on the ground. So whilst the robbers, he was still lying down and doesn't know what
I can imagine how shocked you guys will be.
I don't know what to say about that issue, but it's an experience. You have to get into it.
Yeah. So next time you will know how to do. I was happy
I experienced that thing. So now I know how when your car drove in, I was watching on the CCTV camera. I was checking the car number and I started recording it, because by the time you leave here, you get something I can get. So it makes you equip yourself a lot. Now I don't. Everybody around this place and those guys around try to even come and steal. And one of
those
guys,
former workers.
Yes. A former worker even stole here. I think November to December. I was in the house when the CCTV cameras captured him. I came and told his father that tell your son never to come into my farm again. I've forgiven him. The next 2 days he came. Normally the security was here, and they just told me. I said let them. You should go. You should take the animal. When I came, then I went to the chief over there and I showed them the footage. Say, if this guy doesn't have anything to say. So the guy even came and surrendered himself, because they told him that this is what they are about to show. So that is how some of the things.
So that's how good technology can be.
That is how it is.
So we've talked a lot, but then someone who has never done this business before, let's say if you buy like let's say 10 pigs and you reel, at the end of the day, how much what should be your profit margin that will encourage someone to start?
Normally when somebody consults me to start a pig farm, and instead they give you the quantity they want to start with. As you ask, when you have 10 pigs, how much females, how much male?
How much? What are you expecting to get from those 10 pigs that you've bought?
That is what I'm asking. How much females, how much male?
So you are the expert, so you can put it together.
That is you have about 2 female, 2
male and 8 female.
It's okay to start, or 3 male and 7 female. Normally I give my workers a challenge that a pig have to give birth at least 2 times in a year.
2 times in a year.
2 times in a year.
Okay.
So how would you control the pigs to do that? When you don't control them, they go beyond. So normally, when they give birth, when they take seed, from the first day to the 3 months, 3 weeks, they have to give birth.
Okay.
So the only time that you have to take care of him very well when he take birth, I think like 2-3 weeks, you have to just take off the piglets out of the
That's you have to win.
Yeah. Okay. Then you start feeding them yourself. That is where you have to.
3 weeks.
3 weeks.
So 3 weeks exactly. You have to take off the Piglets from the mom.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
So what happens if you don't do that?
That makes them keep long. They will have to
Okay.
So normally when they stop breastfeeding, they start to ovulate again.
Okay.
But when they are breastfeeding, they don't.
Okay.
So normally,
So in order to get them to give birth 2 times in a year, that is what you are supposed to do.
Yeah.
Okay.
So normally, I tell every farmer that you have to be very careful that your pigs will give birth in between 5 and 8. I don't give them a very huge number. Sometimes you have a pig that is giving birth to 19, but I don't give it that.
Yeah, that high expectation.
So
because if it doesn't happen, they will feel disappointed or something.
Okay. Disappointed. So normally, I tell them that they are risks. By the time you will finish giving birth about 5, you will lose one.
Okay.
Probably.
No matter what.
Sometimes, not no matter what. Sometimes
it's a high probability. Okay.
Sometimes you lose 1 or 2 during their birth and all those things. And sometimes when they are growing, some sickness can come and pass by 1 or 2. So when you have about 7 pigs whilst they are growing, by the end of the day you have 6 or 7. The 7 is there. Then you are good to go. So when you have 8 piglets giving birth in between that 6 months, just say 5. You times them by 8.
Okay.
So times 2 in a year. So
Okay.
that is your profit.
Okay.
So after a year, when you want to keep those animals, you can keep them.
Okay.
But when you want to sell them out, you can sell those 10 pigs out.
Okay.
At that time, you have about like 80 or 70 pigs. That is where your feeding also goes up.
Yeah.
So the more you keep them, the more your feeding
also goes up.
That is how it is.
Okay.
It depends how you keep.
So are you saying that if you invest in pig farming, your in a year, your returns, your profit, you are going to get about 100% of the amount you invested or 50% of the amount you invested?
You are not going to get them. After getting the pigs, you feed them. That is where the problem lies. So by the time you even realize that, okay, I have make much profit of it, it will take you, I think, about 1.5, 2 years, 3 years. That is because when you finish buying the pigs, you are paying your workers. You are buying them.
Okay.
So
operational cost.
So normally what you do is you just see the animals that you have gotten from the 10 that you.
Okay.
That is your interest. You can't sell them.
Oh yeah.
So you grew them. See, you started with 10. Now you have about 50. Imagine.
Yeah. Okay.
So normally when you have more males, that is where in between a year you sell all the males.
Sell the male.
Then you tell that even for like last 2 years, the feeding that I've feed them, I've sold about 10 or 15 pigs that I have gotten. So now I've not spent on them. They are feeding their own self. So that is how it is. It takes a time. That is what I say. Every farming that we do, both livestock and this thing, takes time for you to just get. But when it start coming to,
you are good to go. You really enjoy.
I have a boss that I normally admire, Mr. Frimpong. He have about 2,000 pigs.
2,000 pigs
at just a year. You have about 1,000 cattle and all those things. So
wow, you don't mean it?
He told me that he will not go to abroad. He doesn't think the children will travel. You go to everywhere and ask anybody about Mr. Frimpong.
In a breed township itself, or
yes.
2,000.
You go to Guinness Brewery, ask everybody about Mr. Frimpong. He normally supply us the feed. When you call him Mr. Frimpong, if you go and take 20,000, go and buy feed. I took 50,000, I've bought in the feed, and you are crying about 2,000, 3,000.
Wow!
That is how the work is. You normally tell Andrew, I'll never travel to abroad. There is nothing I'm going to do over there. There is nothing I'm going to do over there. And he's very humble man, young man, and respectful man. And he always advises us how to go about it. He said we shouldn't. What normally tells us that we shouldn't sell the animals just so 1, 2. Normally keep about 10 or 5. When there is any season, you sell them. When you keep about 10 or 20, when you are selling 1,000 cedis, I have a pig that is costing about 2,000.
As at now.
Now, yeah. So when you have about 10
of them
2,000, then
so from our conversation, what I've realized is, those things are challenging, but then if you have the zeal to do it, and then the patience to do it, it will finally pay off.
Yeah,
That is what you are
to
saying.
wipe all your tears, to wipe all your tears.
Wow.
And I thank God through this business. A young guy buying a land at 40,000, started building 8-bedroom house and all those things. At this era of this time,
Of this economy,
you will see that
it's
somebody I lecture at Methodist University.
okay.
So my building, and my wife told me that this is small something that this is small. You don't know what you are talking about, because the day that we are even going for the foundation, I was having 38,000. I didn't. It's just the foundation and the concrete that I didn't
Really?
I didn't bring back all the money.
So that reminds me, out of this livestock farming, what are some of the things you have been able to achieve out of farming?
Achievement. Okay. A lot. That is what I said.
So you've been able to build a house.
Sure. I acquired land to attach to it. I love buying land, so that
Okay.
is what I normally
Okay.
try to do and all those things. I am not a guy who like driving a big car.
Okay,
And all the normally
That lavish
no,
lifestyle.
no. I don't dress up. This is I do wear Charlie Water and go to Accra and come. When I'm going, then the workers will be talking around. I said
Yeah.
no.
So, Mr. Andrews, let me ask you this. Sometimes I have friends who are saying that they want to be free and enjoy life. So sometimes they want to quit their 5 to 6 jobs. So normally, if you engage yourself in this livestock farming, would you have that time? Are you going to enjoy life as compared to those who go to work and sit from 6 a.m. or 5 a.m. to 6 p.m. in the evening? Is that idea still real?
Yeah,
Like getting that freedom when you are into farming to be able to enjoy your life as people normally envisage or think
yes,
to get.
you have it 100%. Normally, my wife always told me that nobody calls you on bed. You wake up the time you want. You control it. So that is when you want to do it, you can enjoy it more than the president. I'm telling you, I feel very comfortable in doing this business. You see, I was in the room, I was relaxing, but they are finished working.
Okay.
So the only thing is, I just wake up, I supervise. Maybe they need something, they need some fish powder, some feed. They will ask me, then I'll drive them.
So as and when they need your help, you come in. You give it.
Sometimes I do go to Accra. I do my consultation works and all those things. Within 2 weeks, then I've not been in my farm because I have those freedoms, and I also get money from the other places.
Yeah.
Since I want to do it very well, and I have about two people in UK that I'm taking care of
their farm for them.
and all those things. One is at Kumasi. Sometimes you know how comfortability this business is. They can even buy you a plane ticket 2 times a week to fly from Accra to Kumasi and just go back and come.
Wow.
I've been enjoying all those things.
Okay.
They will call you. It's an emergency. They will tell you that
so you need to be there.
Okay. Then go back to Accra. I have this. They will send you your e-ticket and number and all this.
So do you regret starting this journey?
I don't think I haven't. I will never. I've told my wife that I don't think my children will fall on into something like working with people. Normally, I bring my children here when there is vacation. They just left. And normally, as for my daughter, he loves those animals a lot.
Okay, so they will grow up loving them.
If I've regretted, I'll not even pull my children. I was a guy who wanted to read the political science. I love politics. My father, although my father is a pastor, but my father is into politics. So I've seen this business is far better than doing all those certain business. And how you are saying, you'll be independent your own self and get a lot of money out of it.
So we have so many people who want to do it. What's your message to them?
Okay, I'll tell them, every farmer that I meet or every starter that I meet, I tell them there is a risk. There's a very difficult challenges in it. But in every good business, there's a challenge. You can go and ask anybody.
Even sleeping in your own bed, there's a challenge.
There's a challenge. Okay. So normally they shouldn't be scared of all those things. It's just about planning and calculations. Sometimes feeding them is also a calculation. I always tell any farmer that have his own money that just buy a truck, set up your place, and you are good way. You can walk into the market and get the feed just with a small money. You can walk around, but when you don't have all those things,
It makes it difficult to.
to feed a larger quantity of animals unless they are very small that you can carry their foods around. And
So normally with your pigs or your livestock, what are the composition of feed you give them? What makes up their feed?
normally we use wheat brown, but since the cost of the wheat brown, we don't use them again. We go to Accra Brewery or Chimota, we get the malt, the chaff of
Okay.
the malt. It's not so wheat, so we add a little maize of it. We add something like protein. Normally we don't use the fish powder. We
Okay.
use the soya beans. And normally
Why you don't use the fish powder but use
it's
the soya?
costly.
Okay,
It's costly.
okay.
That is it.
Okay.
It's very costly. So we use the soya beans for their protein, and we add up some fruits to it.
Okay.
And they need a balanced diet.
Okay. Okay.
And normally fruits that they have a lot of water.
Watery.
Yes.
So like
pineapple,
watermelon.
that is, they need those pigs need a lot of water. That is what helps them to grow very fast.
Oh, okay.
So normally we just combine all those things and
Okay.
give it to them. But we give them those foods early in the morning, and in the evening we give them just cassava or carrots, waste and all those things. Then they are free to. Sometimes when we get mango, those mango juice factory, you can see I have a one truck of mango.
Yeah,
juice
yeah,
that
yeah.
I used to mix the food.
So how much do they sell per truck for
It
you?
depends. It depends. Sometimes I know a guy over there who firstly they don't take money. They take like 180 cedis per one truck. So when you have the truck, you go and bring that is. And normally when they are loading you, they ask you, "Is it okay? Is it okay?" If you know your truck can take, then if you can't, then you stop it over there. So you pay this little amount of money with your diesel, like 200 Ghana cedis. You get this food to feed them for a long time. So when you don't have this transport, the guys that normally have this truck will charge you like 1,000 Ghana cedis, 1,000 Ghana cedis. You understand? So buying this feed at the cost of, let me say, 200 Ghana cedis, and you are paying the TNT of 800, 900. Is not reasonable.
Yeah. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't. So, meaning if you have your own truck to convey all those things, it makes the work a little bit easier to do. Oh, okay.
And one of the things that I always tell my farmers is, although in everything there are spiritual issues around it, we have farmers that they also add a little bit things about. I don't do that. I've gotten a lot of friends. Let's go to Burkina. Let's go to this. Let's go. It doesn't cost a lot of those things. Even the animals knows when you take care of them very well, they will be fine.
Oh, okay.
That is what I believe. When you take care of them very well, we have those over here, and my co-partner called. We don't feed them because they move around. And
Okay.
it get to a time they stop laying.
Okay.
They stop laying. So they called me. What is going on? And I said, they are there. They are not laying. They are the same quantity over there. And he called one of the workers that, do we feed them? So leave boss. The boss doesn't mind the bills. And I said, okay. They send them money. They bought their feeds and all those things. And within a week, they started laying.
Wow.
So when you take care of the animals very well, they just produce for you. It doesn't matter. There is no juju. When you know your God that yourself, wake up early in the morning, pray, just ask for just protection and move on.
So it means just search for the right things to do on your farm, and they will reward you.
That is it.
Okay. So you are available for consultation if anybody wants.
Yeah. At any time. If anybody calls.
Okay. So before I leave off you, starting this farming, roughly what are some of the big numbers of money you've made before?
Before in this farm?
Yeah, like what's the biggest amount you've made at a particular point in time?
Outright.
Yeah.
Outright. It's 68,000 outright.
At a go.
Okay. That is just this Christmas.
Just this Christmas.
Yes, 68,000.
That is even more or less, because if you could have met the demand, it would have gone high.
And even now, I have about 5 people to supply them that I don't have. And I have a woman at Kasua around the toll that every week comes for 20 or 15 pigs per every week. Since I think 3 months ago, I don't have the supply.
15 to 20 pigs a week.
Yes.
Wow.
And we have people who they take 50 pigs in a week.
Wow.
Sure. So they have, but you can't meet the demand. Sometimes you have to start from somewhere.
Somewhere, yeah.
So normally, I always tell people that we started from here. That is why. But if we could have gotten the money at that time, and we know this is how this business will do.
You guys would have been miles away.
And what I've not done on this since I left my parents is going for a loan. I've not worked with a loan before. I'm not interested in a loan. I work on my own. This building was put up by me with no loan, with no stress.
Okay.
I'm cool to go. That is how I live here. So doing it well, you get a very good result.
Okay. So if people want to contact you, can you give them your number?
Okay. Normally, if you want to contact me, you can call me on 059
Okay.
40
Okay.
42 399.
Kindly repeat it again.
059
Okay.
40
Okay.
42 399.
Okay.
That is
All right. So thank you, Mr. Andrew, for
Thank you.
talking with
Thank you. Welcome to MS Farm.
All right.